Imagine waking up one day to complete darkness. What if the sun, our primary source of light and heat, just vanished? In the blink of an eye, the world would be plunged into an all-consuming darkness. It's not just about stumbling around, unable to find your way. No, the consequences would be far more dire. As the sun's light fades, so too would the warmth it provides. Temperatures would plummet rapidly, dropping lower and lower until our once vibrant world becomes a frigid wasteland. The sudden darkness and cold would throw both humans and animals into turmoil. Our daily routines, our survival strategies, all based on the cyclical dance of day and night, suddenly rendered useless. Birds would lose their way mid-flight, plants would halt their photosynthesis, and we humans, we would be left grappling with the very fabric of our existence. In just a few hours, we'd be living on a dark, icy planet. But what about the long-term effects of such a cataclysmic event? Well, let's start with photosynthesis, the life-sustaining process through which plants convert sunlight into energy. Without sunlight, this process comes to a grinding halt. No photosynthesis means no new plant growth. With plants being the base of most food chains, this would lead to a domino effect, with herbivores losing their food source, followed by the carnivores who prey on them. The ripple effect on the food chain would be devastating, leading to mass extinction of species worldwide. But the absence of sunlight isn't the only problem. The disappearance of temperature would mean the cessation of all molecular motion. At its most basic level, life is all about motion, heartbeats, breathing, even thinking. All of these are processes that depend on the movement of molecules. Without temperature, these processes would come to a standstill, effectively ending life as we know it. Now let's consider the oceans. Without sunlight and temperature, the oceans would begin to freeze over. This would not only wipe out marine life, but also disrupt global weather patterns and ocean currents that regulate our climate. The impact on our planet's weather systems would be catastrophic, causing further destruction to ecosystems and biodiversity. And what about our atmosphere? Without the sun's heat, our atmosphere would undergo drastic changes. The gases that make up our atmosphere, primarily nitrogen and oxygen, would condense and eventually freeze, creating a solid shell around the Earth. This shell would be incapable of supporting life, leaving our planet a barren, lifeless sphere. In conclusion, the absence of sunlight and temperature would have far-reaching and devastating effects on our planet. It would disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystems, halt life-sustaining processes, and ultimately lead to a world devoid of life. Without sunlight and temperature, life as we know it would cease to exist. However, not all hope is lost in this seemingly bleak scenario. If the sun's light and warmth were to suddenly vanish, we would need to get creative with our survival strategies. One potential solution lies beneath our feet: geothermal energy. This is heat derived from the Earth's core, a resource that would remain unaffected by the disappearance of the sun. With the right technology, we could harness it to keep our homes warm and our lights on. Similarly, we could turn to nuclear energy. Nuclear power plants don't rely on sunlight and could continue providing electricity long after the sun goes out. And let's not forget about life's impressive resilience. Certain species of bacteria and fungi, for instance, could survive in these sunless conditions. They thrive in extreme environments and could serve as the foundation for a new ecosystem. While it's a scenario we hope never to face, it's fascinating to consider how life might adapt to such drastic changes. So, what have we learned about our dependence on sunlight and temperature? We've journeyed through the chilling scenario of our sun's disappearance, confronting the immediate and long-term consequences that would ensue. In the blink of an eye, the world would be plunged into utter darkness. The temperature would plummet, turning our blue planet into a frozen wasteland. Our survival would hinge on our adaptability and ingenuity. We would need to harness geothermal and nuclear energy to sustain life, creating artificial environments where flora and fauna could withstand the eternal winter. We've also explored a silver lining, a glimmer of hope in the face of cosmic catastrophe. the possibility of life persisting deep under the ocean's surface, protected by the Earth's internal heat. This exploration has underscored the profound interconnection between our existence and the fundamental aspects of our universe. While the sun's disappearance is an unlikely event, it's clear that our existence hinges on these fundamental aspects of our universe.